I real as the shit, as real as it gets. It's real talk and I'm really the shit. I'm like a star in the presence of gifts. Give you light where it doesn't exist. Real truth put me up on the list. Real talk, can you handle the spit? Real facts, put your soul on the lips so we can journey with the solar eclipse. There's realness where reality hits. In the presence of minds with third eyes open, all in this bitch. Eyes shut, we just open with slits so you can focus on truth. The cortex catching all of these myths. Facts spoken through the strength of my lips. I'm so amazing with this. Truth is, I'm as real as it gets.
Okay, work on this shit. My bad, y'all. Forgive me. I be ready to give up, but then people do be encouraging me and stuff like that. But you gotta understand, if you want somebody like me to keep bringing you this truth, or you want me to keep risking shit, I want to say this though.
I real as the shit, as real as it gets. It's real talk and I'm really the shit. I'm like a star in the presence of gifts. Give you light where it doesn't exist. Real truth put me up on the list. Real talk, can you handle the spit? Real facts, put your soul on the lips so we can journey with the solar eclipse. There's realness where reality hits. In the presence of minds with third eyes open, all in this bitch. Eyes shut, we just open with slits so you can focus on truth. Your cortex catching all of these myths. Facts spoken through the strength of my lips. I'm so amazing with this. Truth is, I'm as real as it gets.
The fuck? What the fuck you really give a fuck about? I'ma say that. See, a lot of y'all support bullshit. A lot of y'all say you don't want drama. A lot of y'all say you don't want XYZ, but then you don't support a channel like me. And I ain't the only channel out here like me. Anybody, any channel out here that's trying to educate you or wake you the fuck up, support us. Period.
All right, y'all. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, y'all, to the Real Evvonne. This is gonna be very brief as far as my intro, but what I decided to do is what I did was I know you don't mind, but I'm gonna say it just so people know how I'm gonna address you is Mama White. Because her daughter's name was Keisha White. That's why y'all gonna see at the end, I'm gonna say J for K. Because that is what this is. This is another J for K. Think about the irony of that. But this happened in 2014. Message. But it's still a Black young lady that lost her life. That she didn't need to. Not then. And not the way it happened. And I'm going to show it to y'all. I want to also be very clear why I decided to put together the clips that I'm about to show y'all the video. Because I believe at the end of the day, nobody can tell a story better than the mama. You know, or somebody is close to the situation. I'm going to say some things at the end. But as far as the overall story, the mama is the best person, best qualified person to tell the story in regards to what happened to her child. That's my opinion. In case anybody gets anything twisted, Mama White tagged me, added me in a couple of her videos. That's how I knew. And I'm showing you on the screen for a reason, because people seem to think that they could just add you, tag you, and you're going to see it. No, you don't. Look, if you have somebody blocked, I just want y'all to know, if you got somebody blocked, at least that's been my experience. If you have somebody blocked on YouTube, right, they can add you all day long. You're not going to see it in your notifications. Look on the screen. I'm showing y'all my notifications. As a matter of fact, I think it go back as far as 3. I think it went back as far as 3 to 4 weeks. But anyway, you're not going to see it. So I just happen to what I do is I randomly check it, because to this day I never get a notification. Oh, such and such tag. I've never got that type of notification from YouTube ever. But you see on the screen how they have it? All comments, mentions, and sometimes that mentions ain't even there. Matter of fact, no, mentions is always there, but comments, it's some weird stuff that YouTube is doing. They switch it up. But that's what I'm showing y'all what they do. The top 2 comments you can see at the top, the notifications, is Mama White tagged me. And if y'all still think I'm on some BS, she also is going to reference me in one of these clips that you're about to see. I feel very humbled, because the fact that she tagged me and a few other people, that means she trusts us to try to get the information and the justice for her child. And I'm gonna tell you something, because I already told her I'm gonna do it live. I ain't tell her when. So whenever you listening, Mama White, my email, like, check my description box, hit me up, and then I'll give you my personal phone number and all that, because I do visit down North Carolina every now and then. I would love to meet up with you. And not just that, I know some people. So I want to be a part of helping you get justice for your baby girl. 9 years? Yeah, that's way too long. 9 years? Come on now. And what I'm about to show y'all, after the video that I'm about to show y'all, then I'm going to show y'all something else to further cement and prove why the mama believe, and me as well, why the mama and other people believe it's a cover-up going on. But when you got enough voices and you got enough people speaking and shining the light on the darkness, oh yeah, the truth will come out and something will be done. If y'all don't put nobody in jail, you mofos better at least pay this mama. She need to do another civil suit. I said it. Y'all need to pay her. I'm so sick of this fuck shit where motherfuckers take advantage and they think, oh, you're a minority. Because see, it's not just black people. See, that's why I say minority. They think you're so ignorant. You're going to fall for whatever they say. And I said that as well for a reason. You think I'm playing? Remember what I just said. They think you fall for anything. Listen, and I'm about to play and show y'all. Get out your feelings. If you're in your feelings, click the fuck off. Y'all know how I go. This ain't about No, this is about truth. Hey, what's up, Miss G? I'm sorry, y'all. Everybody in the chat. Elegant Advance. I'm not gonna give you no wrench. God dang it! You better go under one of your other channels because if you have wrenches under, shit. But anyway, I want to show y'all that. Now we're gonna get into it.
My daughter's oxygen was not turned on. And when it had dropped to 62% at 2 a.m., if you watch the other videos, you know, code blue was called right at around 6 o'clock in the morning. So for 4 hours, nobody went into the room and turned the damn oxygen on. When I was at the facility, nobody told me as many times as I walked past that nurse's station, going to the bathroom to wash my face, going back to my daughter's room. Nobody said anything about the cardiac leads not being on her. Nobody said anything about the oxygen dropping. As far as I'm concerned, the nurse lied when she said that the patient refused cardiac leads. Plus, in the nurse's notes, she had in the medical records, in the notes, she described my daughter as being confused and agitated, which were signs of lack of oxygen. Her feeling hot and wanting to lay on the floor was a sign of the lack of oxygen because her blood was filling up with gas. Okay, so 4 hours had passed. The restraints stayed on. They had to cut the restraints off. The ERT had to cut restraints off to before they could administer CPR. The federal rule on restraints is that they are to be removed when the patient is no longer demonstrating the action that caused you to implement the restraints. So in other words, when my daughter fell asleep, that action of trying to get on the floor and lay down was no longer there, and the restraints were supposed to be moved. I didn't know that. I know it now, but I didn't know it then. So, exactly what happened to my daughter. We'll start with a little bit of background and the way things appeared to be on the surface. Because trust me, I was dead wrong in what I thought. And I have the paperwork to back it up and to show you. And I will be showing you. I don't have any of the documents in front of me right now for this video. But as I talk about different things, I will have the documents in front of me so that I can show you. And I will tell you how you can access the ones that are able to be accessed on the internet. Okay? That way you can fact check me if you need to. So, Keisha Marie White was diagnosed with lupus. I believe she was diagnosed on Easter Sunday, 2002, when she was 14 years old. Yes, I know I'm going way back because my daughter's been dead for 9 years. it has taken me this long to get the strength to get on camera and tell the world what happened. Fast forward to May 9th and May 10th, 2014. She had been in the hospital for about 3.5 weeks. The hospital that she was a patient at was called Vidant Medical Center in Greenville, North Carolina, formerly Pitt County Memorial Hospital, which was a great facility. She had been there before and gotten excellent care. That's where she was diagnosed with the lupus. The staff of doctors were great back then. We didn't know anything had changed with the staff. During this 3.5 weeks that she was in the hospital, I often slept in my car in the parking lot. And then when I had the money, I would get a hotel room. I would do that, and I would stay 6 days a week at the hospital. And then I would go back home, where I would spend one night at home. That night, I was so tired. I did not want to make the trip back to the hospital. And my husband even came out to the car with me. And he was like, baby, why don't you just wait till in the morning, get you some rest and go in the morning. And I said, I can't. I got back to the hospital, and it was Mother's Day weekend. I had packed up along with my clothes. I had packed up some activities because, again, after 3.5 weeks of being in that room, she's 26. I'm like, if I could get her out of this room, if I could get her a chair with wheels or whatever and get her outside, because we were going to have the best Mother's Day weekend that we could have with her in the hospital. Get back to the hospital that night. And when I got there, my daughter was different. She seemed weaker. She had been on oxygen because fluid in her chest, which I think the hospital had gave her so much IV that they flooded her chest. But that's not the abuse or neglect that I'm talking about, okay? So when I got into the room with her, she was complaining of being so hot. She was hot, and she wanted to lay on the floor. And so I'm trying to tell her, Keisha, the floor is dirty. This is a hospital floor. This is not even an at-home floor. This is a hospital floor. You can't lay on the floor. It's dirty. And that's all she wanted to do because she was hot and she knew that the floor was cool. So I'm trying to, convince her not to, to save the bed. And I noticed she was sliding between the rails. She had put her feet in between the rails on the other side of the bed and had started sliding, because she was frail, on the thin side, and she could fit. And I'm trying to hold on to her hand, and but she's hooked up. She's got equipment hooked up to her. The nasal cannula, the cardiac monitor leads, and everything. And she was no longer on the IV because of the fluid. But I couldn't just pull her back onto the bed from where I was on the other side of the bed, just her hand and arm. I could have done her more damage, dislocated her shoulder or something. So I did what I could to, as she got to the other side on the floor, trying to make sure that nothing was disconnected, and let her down. And then I started calling for help. For somebody to come help me get her back in the bed. It was a nurse, the charge nurse actually came in the room. Her name was Monica. I think her name was Monica. And she said, she's going to have to go on restraints. So I didn't argue. All I knew is that the floor was dirty and she was already sick. I didn't want her to get sicker. So if restraints was going to keep her in the bed, I didn't argue. But I'm the type of person that I can't watch. So I rushed out of the room. When I got on the elevator, it went down to the main floor where I called my husband. And I was so upset at the idea that they had to put restraints on her. Excuse me, I'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? I want to say something real quick before I continue. Especially if the mama, whenever you listen, whenever you hear this, I want to say this. Because what I've been getting from this is, I think you was blaming yourself, because when you saw them, they did the restraints and stuff. Like, don't blame yourself. Like you said, you didn't know. You thinking you want the best for your child. Please don't blame yourself. None of that, not your fault. Another reason why this is so hard for me, because my own mom, they tried to restrain my mother, right? Because she was trying to do the same thing. Like, she was trying to rip out the IV. Matter of fact, she was trying to take that too. You know, when they put that breathing tube down the throat, she was trying to pull that out. And then she gave me a look like, because see, we all had this conversation before this happened, right? Years ago, right? Like, if it ever get to this point, like, just let me die type shit, right? I don't want you to feel bad, because you want to know something? Even though we had that conversation, we still allowed it. Because at the end of the day, you still thinking that these medical professionals know best. That's what you think. However, I will say this though, because I ain't like certain shit. Take that restraint up off my mama's wrist. Take it off. Please don't blame yourself. You didn't do nothing wrong. I just wanted to stop to say that, because I get it. That's why I had to do this, because I feel some type of way. Not against you, but just against the whole process of what they do and how they treat the patients. It's wrong. And anybody right now, like I said, is watching, I'm going to say it again. I'm doing this because it's been 9 years and she still has not gotten justice for her child. She started a channel recently and she only got 33 subscribers. I have over 30,000. God knows why I started my channel. And I'm blessed beyond means. And I feel I need to also help other people. That's what I want to do. At the end of the day, if we all got a voice, if you got a following, we should help other people. Justice should not be limited to one person. Message. Moving on. Now I'm going to go back to playing it. But I just want to say it to you, Mama White. I know you feel some type of way. You didn't do nothing wrong. So I hope you understand that. I hope you hear me. You did nothing wrong. None of us is prepared for that. None of us.
Okay, so I'm in the elevator and I realized that this code blue is for my daughter. And I'm trying to process. I wanted to run, but I was scared to run. I wanted to see, but I didn't want to see. I wanted to know, but I didn't want to know. I was afraid of what I might see when I got to her room. I was afraid that she was already dead, and I didn't want to see that. Okay, so when I got off the elevator on the 3rd floor, I saw a few people with red jackets rushing down the hall, and I knew they were going to my daughter's room. So, I turned the corner, walked towards the nursing station, and I don't remember seeing people. Then it's like a U-turn, because the nursing station sits in the middle, and all the little halls for the patients, almost like some sort of diagram or flower, with the middle and then the things. Anyway, so the way I had to go was almost make a U-turn, because there was a hall this way, and I could see a bunch of people in the hallway. They wouldn't let me in the room. I got down to her room, and there were so many people in there, and all I can ask is, what did I miss? What did I miss? And I collapsed to the floor. What happened in 2.5 hours? What? So, some man came and helped me up out the floor. He was calling for somebody to bring a chair. And he and somebody else, lift me up out the floor and put me in this, I guess it was like an office chair. It had wheels, but it wasn't a wheelchair. And he pushed me to this little room that had a sofa and I don't know, table, I guess. I don't. So he asked me if there was anybody that I needed to call. And I said, yes, I need to call my husband. So he passed me the phone, and I called my husband, who was
All right, let me say this. I want to pause real quick, because I know some people might be like, oh, why are you playing? No, first of all, it's a reason why I'm doing this. Because y'all going to find out at the end of this, I'm going to provide y'all with information numbers, and y'all can call and blow the district attorney's office number up so they can reopen this and do a real investigation and justice be served. See, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you how this works. Right now, what they've been doing for the past 9 years is ignoring her, because that's the mother, that's one person. So they look at that as irrelevant. But when you have a lot of people coming at you, seeking justice, and the shit that I'm about to show y'all after this, showing that the person basically admitted guilt. Come on now. And I'm going to say it again. You didn't do nothing wrong. I feel so bad. I feel some type of way. It is what it is. I know why she reached out to me, because I'm not. I care. I straight up, I care. But yo, this hits differently. I don't like to see nobody crying. I don't like to see nobody in pain. I don't like to see none of that. I think, in my opinion, and Mama White, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. She been dealing with this for 9 years. She just recently tagged. She been a follower of mine, a subscriber, supporter, all that of mine, right? She just recently tagged me in that. So I think that was probably out of respect because she probably thinking that I'm over with her. But she know. Nobody don't get over this. But it hits some type of way when there's no justice. I'm going to say it again. She got 33 subscribers. I got over 30,000 subscribers. I know how YouTube has been low-balling me for the past couple years. I know how they go. But I also know my God that I serve. Okay? And at the end of the day, she got 33. I got over 30,000. Think about this. It could be 300 people that eventually will hear this story. That's still something. I'm going to continue on. But I just want to say again that this been breaking me down, but Mama, we're going to get some justice for you, for your daughter. Because I'm going to show it. Like you've been saying it, I'm going to show it. How they fucked up. They're either going to put somebody in jail or they're going to pay her. And we all know at the end of the day, it ain't no jail sentence. It ain't no dollar amount that will make anybody feel better for the loss of a loved one. But it damn sure feels good, at least, that you know somebody was held accountable. So either we going to get her civil justice or somebody going to be in jail. I don't give a fuck about somebody losing their fucking license. Nobody don't give a fuck about that. Now, either you're going to be in jail or somebody going to be paying this mama. But we're going to do something. And Evvonne is doing this for free. Oh, also, this is a non-monetized channel, motherfuckers. That's how you know I'm doing this shit all the way for free. Oh, anybody want to know her channel? All that's in my description box now. You might can see it now. I do have everything in the description box, in case y'all want to know. Because she does have the Justice for Keisha White, which is her daughter. And I have that link to the channel in my description box. But anyway, let me get on back on to this. Y'all pay attention. I just had to take a break because I hate seeing people. I hate it. But it's needed. So let's go.
Getting ready to leave home for work. And he told me he was on his way. And then I called my son and told him that Keisha had coded. And I didn't hear anything else after that. I was like, you know, calling his name, Keith. He wasn't saying anything. I later found out that he was so distraught that he dropped the phone. He said he screamed out. I didn't hear any of that, so I guess when he dropped the phone and hung it up, within a few minutes or so after that, somebody from the, I guess the ERT, I think that's what they're called, emergency response team, a guy came to the door and he told me, he said, we've been trying for 10 minutes. And he said, we can't, do this forever. He said, so, he was just letting me know that so far they had not gotten a heartbeat. And then a few minutes after that, somebody came to the room and said, we got a heartbeat, we're taking up ICU. So I was trying to follow them, and he might have been a chaplain, the guy that had got me in the chair and took me to that room. And he was like, no, he said, you need to come this way and get her things out of the room because she won't be coming back. We need to get her. He said, you need to just get her things out of her room and take them. So I got into the room, and they were actually they were trying to get work the bed out of the room. And I heard one of the ladies, one of the from the ERT team, say that I don't know if she's going to have enough oxygen to make it to the ICU. She might code again before we get there. And the other nurse said she bet something like to the effect of she better have enough or something like that. And so as soon as they got the bed out the way, I was just picking up stuff as fast as I could, putting it into a bag. And I still had this bag from Walmart. I still carried this bag from Walmart with the phone in it. I just wanted her to be able to contact me. I just wanted her to be able to contact me or, call my husband or whoever it is if she couldn't get me, like if I'm in the car traveling or in the elevator or whatever, wherever I was, if she couldn't get to me, she could get to somebody. So I got to the ICU, and somebody told me that, to just wait. They showed me the waiting area, told me to wait, and I couldn't go to the waiting area. I just stood there in the hallway, staring at the doors, holding this bag with the phone. I did go put the other things down, but I'm just standing there holding this bag with the phone, waiting for those doors to open with somebody to tell me some good news about my child. That didn't happen.
I'm back real quick. Let me just say this. To the person who emailed me during this, I got it. I want to say this. In my opinion, because I'm going to show you something else, and then you might agree, you might not. But you say you're in North Carolina right now. In my opinion, if you can get up to the Washington, D.C. area, I suggest you do that. Ain't no guarantee, but I suggest you do that. Do not go into the hospital. The person that emailed me was talking about they got to go into this particular hospital for treatment. Me personally, because this is not the only story that I heard off of this as far as this hospital. So I don't recommend you going into there, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not, so I'm saying that right now just to cover myself. I'm not. But you also emailed me and asked me for my advice, or you was letting me know what's going on. I'm letting you know, in my opinion, I don't think you should I don't think you should. A lot of y'all don't know. I don't even understand why y'all be reaching out to me. I get it. I appreciate it, but God dang it, this is a lot of weight on me because I'm like, I ain't no expert. But let me say this though. Even just watching, right? Mama White. This hits so hard. You good? Mm-hmm. You good? I don't care. I want you to be okay. I do a lot of stuff like in the public, in my neighborhood and stuff, right? Let me be very clear. I'm like for the most part, like I know I show stuff sometimes, but for the most part, I'm private. And then I got a son with autism, and so not like a lot of people don't know. I stopped going on camera because my son, like people have to understand, is at the end of the day, it's people around you, and they're not just that, right? I made a promise to my own son, right? He like, I've been trying to encourage him to go on camera, go on camera. He is so artistic, very talented. I've been trying to encourage him, like, I'm like, I'm gonna help you do a channel, like all that, right? But he don't want to because I think from some of the things he have told me, he said he's seen some things. He said he has seen some nasty things that people said about. I kid you not. That's what he said. I'm like, what the hell? I'm thinking like, you listen to me? Like, but he said this, right? So he's heard things, right? This is why I don't understand why some people have act so fucking surprised that they never even met it. Are you kidding me? Look up autism and how they are. I be trying to encourage my son to have a whole fucking YouTube channel. I'm like, this is an income you can have. He don't want to do it. So what I do is recently he be asking, I'm like, I be trying to get, he don't want to do it, right? I'm like, okay, fine. So he don't want me getting on camera like that. And then if I do, he don't want me saying shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So, like, but I'm trying to be respectful because he watches every fucking thing that I do. Every fucking thing that I do on YouTube. I'm also trying to figure out another way because I know people, they be like, oh, they want me to sing along, they want me to do that. I would love to do a lot of things I even told my man and stuff there because he was like, why you can't do certain. So what I've been trying to figure out is I'm like, okay, what I have to do, I kid you not. Because the last time, I don't know if anybody followed me, I did a live. It was a birthday. The 50th. Matter of fact, that's the one of my recent on my message channel, right? It's a birthday party, whatever, like that, right? I had almost 20 copyright strikes. That's how YouTube works. I had almost 20 copyright strikes. I'm like, what in the fuck? Okay. I'm like, okay. Just letting you know, that's how YouTube rolls. I'm like, what in the? Oh, you blocked here. You blocked here. Like, y'all don't understand why I don't do a lot no more. Anybody that followed me from the beginning, y'all saw everything that I did. Matter of fact, 2015, right? I think it would what it was. 2015 when I first came on. Like, they didn't have none of this stuff. It wasn't none of these restrictions like that. Please. Y'all saw I was always on camera. But when they started all these restrictions, I'm like, oh shit. My time is valuable. Like, y'all copyrights is valuable. Now, if you don't want to monetize me, I'm not going to do certain shit. But if you check me out on Patreon or somewhere else, Facebook, if you check me out somewhere else, oh, you're going to see everything else. Message. But you're not going to see everything else for free on YouTube. No. So back to this. I had to take a break, y'all. Again, Mama White, I had to take a break. I'm like, oh, this is too much for me. I had to take a break, but let me get back into it.
What happened was one of the doctors that she came out and she explained to me, or tried to explain to me, the trauma that the body goes through when somebody has to be resuscitated. And she told me that she was expecting for my daughter to code again at any time, and that each time she would code, it would be more hard on the body to try to bring her back, and that I needed to decide if I wanted them to continue to do that or not. So I'm standing there again. I asked her, do I have to make the decision right now? And she said, well, we need to know so that we'll know what to do. I said, well, my husband will be here soon, okay? But he's at least an hour away because of where we live. I said, can't we wait? Can't we wait for him to get here to be with me? And she was saying how she didn't know if my daughter would make it that long before coding again. I told her, keep her here, keep her here, keep her here until my husband gets here. The test that the nurse practitioner ordered, one of them was an ABG test. That's an arterial blood gas test. According to the last document I got from the Board of Nursing, the nurse called the nurse practitioner and told him that my daughter no longer needed that test. Why that test? This nurse had over 20 years experience, and she was trained as a medical surgical nurse who had been tested on different procedures, including hypoxia or lack of oxygen. I think, I don't know the time frame, but in recent years, I'll just say years, like the year or a couple of years before this happened with my daughter, she had been tested on that and the proper use of restraints. Now, don't quote me because I'm not looking at the paperwork, okay? But I do remember that she had over 20 years experience and she was trained as a medical surgical nurse. Why would she decide to cancel the ABG test? Now, in her defense, I have to say that she denied doing that, according to the Board of Nursing report. But according to the response from the nurse practitioner, who was also investigated by the Board of Nursing because he's still a nurse, if I'm not mistaken, he worded it that she had contacted him and told him that the patient no longer needed this test. Back again, refreshed the lipstick a little bit and got myself together a little better. At the time my daughter died, I did not blame the hospital. I didn't blame the nurse. I didn't blame the doctor. I didn't blame anybody. Obviously, she was sick because she was in the hospital. And I just thought that she must have been sicker than what even the medical staff knew. But 1 month later, the risk manager from the hospital came to my house. She had actually called me a few days prior and told me because my daughter died unexpectedly that they had to investigate. and that she wanted to talk to me. So we set up a day and time, and she came to my house. And she had two other people with her. They came into my house, and the risk manager, her name was or is Vicky Haddock. She went on to tell me how the different things that my daughter was connected to, the cardiac monitor, the oxygen on the finger, and things that how the readings had stopped coming in. I believe she said one reading had stopped at about between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and that the other one had stopped between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So I really wasn't clear on what she was saying to me. I mean, I'm sitting there like, these people here to my house, are they accusing me? Because, if you remember from the other video, I told you I left between 3 and 4 o'clock. It was close to 3:30 when I left the hospital. And in my mind, I'm thinking that they were accusing me of doing something to my daughter because maybe I was the last one with her, when this reading stopped. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm not thinking clearly, and I'm trying to figure out what is she talking about. My husband was in the meeting, and he picked up on everything. He didn't tell me at the time, but he was listening as well. So she goes on to tell me how they didn't do everything they probably should have done for my daughter. Then she goes on to tell me how in cases like this, keep in mind that's plural, they try to do something for the family. So I'm just sitting there listening, and the tears are rolling. She said something about how some families asked for Little League uniforms. One family had asked for Little League uniforms. Another family had asked for church pews. And the tears are really just, I can't even speak at this point. My husband noticed that I was too upset to carry on the meeting. He asked them to leave. And Ms. Haddock told me that, we'll be in touch, the next week. So that is how I first found out there was more to the story than what I thought. Me not suspecting any wrongdoing was wrong. My fight has been 9 years long, and I still have not gotten criminal justice. And civil justice wasn't that good either. But with something I want to show you, there's a website, Association of Healthcare Journalists, abbreviated AHCJ, or you can get to it by going to hospitalinspections.org. Okay, time out. I was in the process of editing this video, but I wanted to show you a screenshot of what the hospitalinspections.org website looked like. And in doing so, I get to this page that says that the site is not secure. I do not know what that's about. But what I do know is that the Association of Healthcare Journalists have changed websites to healthjournalism.org. And on that website, I have clicked everywhere, and I cannot find how to get to these hospital inspections except for going to the not secure website. So what this website does, this website, any complaints that have gone to the Department of Health and Human Services, the DHHS in your state, anytime that they have had to go out and investigate, if they have had to go out and investigate, I'm not saying every hospital has been investigated, but if they have investigated a hospital in your area, you can go to this website and you're going to see a map. Tap on the state on the map that you live. And then you could go from there. You can look at every city in your state and look at the hospitals that are in each city. And it will show you a page that looks similar to this one that I have marked up. Now, this one in particular, the current name is ECU Health. Can you see that? At the time that they were invited, you can see that they had multiple inspections on these dates right here. Okay. The ones that I have circled is because right here, that's when they inspected the complaint that I filed. They went in there, they were there for 2 days, I believe, October 1st and October 2nd. And that's where, it lists, it shows you how many federal laws or violations. It says number of violations, but that's how many. And the violations are federal health care laws. Okay. Now, during this inspection by DHHS, 6 violations, but I circled these other 2 because you can see up here on, I'm trying to read through the paper, on September 17th, 2020, the hospital again was in violation of 6 federal healthcare laws, the same 6 that they were in violation of in 2014 when my daughter died. Okay, 2015. They were in violation of 9 federal healthcare laws. Okay, that's just in 2015. And if I'm not mistaken, 6 of these 9 are the same 6 they were in violation of when my daughter died. Urge anybody that has any questions about your or a loved one's medical care to get DHHS involved. That's what they are there for. Okay, get them involved because they can get information that you cannot get. You can look at medical records, but DHHS will investigate the workers involved and get statements from them that will also it will go in your report, the responses. The only thing is they do not use personal names in these reports. Patient number 7, can you see that right there? My daughter was patient number 7. So when you file these complaints with the DHHS, they maintain your anonymity. Did I say that right? They keep your name private. They do not let the facility know that you are the one that filed a report, that filed a complaint. When they investigate to keep you anonymous, they pull a sample of records for patients. I don't know how many they pull. I'm guessing between 5 and 10. And each patient from those records is given a number, patient number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever the sample is. And that way, the facility, they know that it was one of these people or the families of one of these people, but they don't know for sure it was you. Now, of course, if they were not on their P's and Q's, then they can narrow it down. If they know that they've effed up somewhere along the line and the patient that they effed up with and that patient's name or records are being pulled with these other ones, they're not dumb. They're not stupid. Okay. They know that that patient or that patient's family filed this complaint. But DHHS, they try. And then also the technicians are given a number, the nurses are given a number, and the care partners or CNAs or nurses aides or whatever you want to call them. That way the staff also has some anonymity, that word in the report, especially since these reports are public. These reports are public because they are on the hospitalinspection.org's website.
All right, y'all, what's up? I'm about to show y'all something as far as how you can look up a hospital as far as their history. Were they being investigated for it? Like all that, right? I'm about to show it to you, right? So give me 1 second. All right, y'all hear me? I am trying. Okay, there we go. I'm going to screen, right? If you see BON, that means Board of Nursing, just so you know. Not if you're up here in Washington, D.C., that's not our initials. If you in North Carolina, if you see BON, that is Board of Nursing. Okay? Look at it. You better pause it, whatever the fuck you got to do, but I'm moving the fuck on, right? Findings of fact. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we got conclusions of law. I'm doing this for a reason because I'm tired of motherfuckers acting like they give a fuck and you really don't give a fuck. I have done 2 lives within a week and you motherfuckers ain't showed up, which is fine. But what we not gonna do is sit up here and pretend and do some pretend type of shit. Oh yeah, this is the no, we're not doing that. Anybody know me? You already know. No, we not doing that. Conclusions of law. Look on the screen. Conclusions of law. What the fuck that mean? Look at it. Moving on. Board of Nursing of the state of North Carolina. Now, my family, they are from Virginia, South Carolina, even North Carolina, but mofo, I ain't seen no orders. Now, when we see some orders, you need to start about face, bitch. Pay attention. Okay? I said that for a fucking reason. Pay attention. The order. Look at it. I ain't gonna read this shit. You better pause it and read it for your motherfucking self. We reading. We still reading. Reading. Y'all, it's a lot of shit that happened today, but that's a whole nother video. But you see that? There you go. Bottom line is this. J for K. This is a J for K situation. I don't care who like it. I don't care who don't. At the end of the day, if you really want justice for somebody, we're going to be about it. Her name was Keisha. Justice for Keisha, J for K. Has anybody even caught this? I know what I need to do. But has anybody caught this? All right, Mama D, I see you. My bad. Like, I don't even know what the fuck on, but I got an email. Mama D, you good with me? If I find out I got mods blocking people, like, I don't got time for that shit. But anyway, moving on, right? Let me say this again. Come on now. J for K, right? This is about Keisha White. Legit justice for Keisha. Her name was Keisha. Justice for Keisha. Her mama is looking for justice for her. I showed y'all that all throughout this video. Now, what you do with that is on you. That's not on me. But I showed you that. Justice for Keisha. J for K. This is a real, true J for K situation. I'm not saying the Chicago situation in 2016, 2017, whatever year you want to put it in, I'm not saying that's not a real situation. But what I am saying is, what I'm talking about right now tonight, and a mama is talking about it right now, this is the difference. When you got the mama still, if you have the mama still fighting, if you have the mama still fighting for justice, no, that's some real ass shit. That's who you need to focus on. That's your J for K. Mama White. Keisha White. Her mama, Mama White, is fighting for her, and I showed y'all that tonight. She was crying so much she had to take breaks. Even me, I pre-recorded this shit, and I still had to take breaks. The fuck? This is some J for K for your ass. Stop the fuck shit. If you really give a fuck about black females, justice, you're gonna support this. Period. That's it, that's all. Do what the fuck you want to do. But I'm letting y'all know right now, that's what the fuck it is. Yes, I did too. I got it. Oh, like, I get it. People up here crying and like, I'm part of that. It's what, like, people up here crying and all that. But what we not gonna do is the fake shit. We're not doing that. But we all was up in this bitch crying. I don't give a fuck. We all was crying. J for K, right? Stop it. This is a true J for K story, scenario, unsolved crime for your ass. I talked about it and I'm talking about it again tonight. Look at it. Saying do what you want. Her mama believes their hospital is at fault. I believe it as well. As a matter of fact, check my shit. What y'all think? So if you think something really is a legit, the other person or whoever the fault, do you expect the other person to honor something or do or follow something? Look on the screen. They already let you know who they are and who they support. Do you expect something different? Just asking. Share your thoughts below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. If you not already support me on Patreon, please do so. I also have Cash App. I have PayPal. Please support me any way you feel fit.